Hi, my name is Dr. Srijoy Tripathi. I'm an independent scientist at the Krembil Center for Neuroinformatics at CAMH. I run a research lab here, and the goal of my lab is to understand the biological basis of mental illness. We use a number of techniques in my lab, but primarily we use big data and computer science and statistical techniques applied to data sets from the brain and specifically from the human brain to try to understand how are the brain cells altered in mental illness. And by understanding how the brain cells are altered in mental illness, we hope to put that knowledge to bear in the context of new treatments for mental illness and better diagnostics for figuring out, let's say, who's at increased risk of developing mental illness in their lives. I Being a CAMH is my dream job. I absolutely love being here. I love getting to interact with some of the top minds in the world who are trying to understand mental illness, like why it occurs, how can we prevent it. And that includes, scientists, researchers like myself, computer scientists like myself. It includes clinicians who are like interacting day in, day out with patients. Sometimes it includes working with patients themselves who, and hearing from them about their journeys and their battles, and those of their families, sort of dealing with their mental illness. Mental illness is really hard to tackle because unlike like say cancer, we can't really access the tissues of the human brain. Unlike let's say with cancer, where people are like, get this cancer out of my body. If you have a mental illness, we have limited ways of studying the brain, and particularly like the fundamental building blocks of the brain itself. And so we have to develop a number of strategies, say like using people's genetics or working with individuals who have large brain banks and collected after people have passed away. And by putting all these different, putting all these different techniques and procedures together and working in a multidisciplinary fashion, we can then sort of gain a picture of, okay, how are people's cells changing, and then we can use information about genetics or information from their blood to infer, hey, how might your cells be changed? And then based on those inferences of these cell changes, then we ultimately hope to develop new treatments and new therapies so that, if we can figure out that, say, the cause of your mental illness or depression is this particular, say, deficit or something going wrong in this particular type of cell, we can give you a new personalized treatment. So that's the ultimate goal is, first understanding the basic building blocks of the brain and how it's going awry in mental illness, and then developing personalized treatments that can give patients, families, better treatments that work faster and more effectively, so that we can alleviate the burden of mental.